Hey YouTubers, this is Sandpaper and Paint's first video ever. Pretty excited. Hopefully this is something that we will do a lot more and show you guys our progress on our house and our projects and all that good stuff. Today I'm going to show you a small project, something I've been working on for a while. I haven't been able to finish it up, but I'm going to do that today. The project is right here. This is an air return floor vent. As you can see, it has many different layers of paint, carpet fibers, paint drips. It's all covered in nasty old paint and it looks like garbage. So instead of going to the store buying new ones, I don't know how much they cost new, it's probably easier. So if you want the easy way out, go do that. If you don't, then keep watching this video. So what we're gonna do is cut these slats out and replace it with this. So this is aluminum that's been stamped. It has a pretty little pattern. Let me zoom in. Pretty cool little pattern. I know you can get this in all different kinds of patterns. It's kind of expensive, maybe 20 bucks a sheet, but you should only need one sheet. So the first step is to cut these slats out. I would recommend using a grinder like this one with a cutoff wheel. It's just a thin disc that will cut easily through metal. Okay, so we're gonna cut something. What do we need? We need some ear protection, eye protection, and hand protection. Okay, and away we go. There we have it. All we gotta do, wiggle that out. There you go. Easy as that. Alright, cutting is done. That was easy. So the goal is to get this inside edge as flat as possible. So, whatever you have to do on your grinder to do that. I had to do a little extra down here because there's an L-shaped piece of metal tacked on there. But whatever you have to do to get that smooth, do it. After that, next step is stripping off the paint. I just have this stripper here, Clean Strip, America's #1 stripping brand. Not the stripping that some of you are probably thinking. But all you do, apply it onto the paint that you want to strip. Just have an old disposable paintbrush here. Make sure you put on a mask. Okay, so I applied the paint stripper and let it sit for 30 minutes. I also found some gloves, and as you can tell, the paint is ready to be stripped. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. I'll probably have to do another coat of paint stripper, but this should get the initial top layer off. We're back. I ended up having to do 3 applications of the paint stripper. This is where it's at. There's still a few spots I want to hit. So I have my sander here, and I don't want to go too aggressive. So I had the choice of either 80 grit or 120 grit, and I went with 120. So we'll see how that works. If it's slow moving, I'll move up to the 80, but I think it will be okay. So here we go. Okay, so here we have our vent cover. We're gonna mark out this aluminum, cut it just a little small, maybe 1/8 of an inch small. That will give me some wiggle room so I can center the pattern in the hole. So you're gonna need some tin snips. So how I do this is I use the pattern as my line, so I just kind of figure out where I want, and then I cut along the pattern, and you can cut a pretty straight line. And there we have it. We got it cut out. So that's what it's going to look like. Once we have the aluminum cut, you're going to want to make sure that the inside of the vent is clean. This is what I'm going to be using. I've used it on a few other vents that I've made, and it's worked great so far. It hasn't come off, and yeah, I've been happy with it. It's Loctite heavy duty PL 375, and basically you just need to look for something that will adhere to metals. You know, go crazy with this, go buck wild. You're going to want to put quite a bit on. Ideally, go through these holes and kind of form a good seal. So I put quite a bit on here around the edges. I just realized I covered up my screw hole. That's alright. Okay, now you're going to want to center your pattern in the opening. After you have it centered, just press it down. You'll see the glue seep through the holes. What I do is just take a, something you're going to throw away, just a piece of cardboard, kind of spread that out. Maybe I put a little bit too much on. That's alright. Alright, then you're going to want to flip it over to the front side, inspect what you got. I'm going to take some mineral spirits and clean it up. As you're cleaning it, make sure you don't press down too hard, so then it'll cause the aluminum to separate from the glue you just put down. I'm satisfied with what I did, so I'm just going to put some weight on it. Make sure it stays nice and flush with the front of the vent, and then let it sit. We're back. So it's been a few days. I had the Super Bowl yesterday. Congratulations, Peyton. And I just left this to dry. It's all dried now, ready to go. You can see here. Now I'm just going to clean it up a little bit and make sure there's no oils on it, and I'm going to spray it with some paint. I use this primer. Any primer will work. I like this kind because it leaves quite a thick layer, so if you have any scratches in the metal, this primer will cover it up and it'll look nice and smooth. Remember to do thin coats. Here we go. I'll turn my fan on. Away we go. Here we have it. I probably did maybe 4 or 5 coats of white paint on this, and it turned out really nice, and now I just gotta install it. And here's a little tip on how to paint screw heads. Take a piece of cardboard, stick the screws in the cardboard so they're sticking up like that, and you just spray it. And that about wraps it up. Here we have the new vent installed. I still need to trim it out. I have some trim to put on here, but then that's it.